nobody has any questions before we get started, then I'm going to give the screen presentation to Cameron, and we'll get going.
Okay. So, for this sprint, it was mainly focused around, for myself, it was focused around adding media and more rich elements to the editor. Um, this is the current editor. It's just for comparison purposes. Um, every time you, or whenever you enter any new data in here, um, you'll need to go ahead and click the save button for it to actually save the information. And then that redirects you out and you have to come back in to actually get into it. And then if you want something like an image, you have to go into your folder system and pull the image out. Once you have the image here, you then have to wait for it to finish uploading. Oh, and it's already been resized or too big. But once you do that, you have to go and click the image, add it to the system, and then position it around inside of that. So this sprint was working on making that functionality a lot smoother and more easy to use in the current or in the new version. So currently, one of the biggest things that is on it, there's no save button anywhere on the page, and the reason is, as you're updating information, the system is auto-saving all your information that you're doing, so even just simple movements will go ahead and save, but I can refresh and I haven't saved anything manually, but all the new information and the updated title, where this is positioned, everything's been updated automatically using the auto-save functionality. It's also set up so that if you accidentally click out, like you're working on something, you accidentally clicked on another element, you don't have to worry about losing your current work because you can just go back and what you've been doing has already been saved. So it's one less task for you to have to remember. You just know that everything is being saved as you're working on it. The next big part of this was the ability to add media to the system. So to add media to the system, whoa, it made all my stuff disappear. There we go. And go to system images. So to add media, all you have to do is take your image and or files, it works with both images and files, and drop it onto the workspace, and it will automatically upload your image. And go ahead and do the same with a file. So right after you've uploaded the file and the information is already there, you can immediately, without needing to refresh or anything, go ahead and take your image and actually place it onto the workspace. This image, it works at scales using the aspect ratios, so you can have a bigger, smaller image and let you position it anywhere you want. You can put it around text. Just any place you want it, it will automatically save. You go back to the view page, you're going to see the picture is going to be in the exact same spot. With that, you can add images, but you can also add links to documents. So if you have a Word document, you can actually pull out a little link for it so that you can reference it in your work. Like if this had to deal with this link, you can keep them together so that it indicates that the user this is what this is from, and then whenever you click on it, it just opens up a prompt to download the document. Now some of the new features with being able to add images, obviously you get extreme freedom on putting it anywhere, but there's also some nice little things that you can do with the system. Like for instance, if you come over here and make a little caption, and I'll shrink this down. Anyway, you can actually place the image information over the current, or any text over the current image. Of course, the color's making me a bit lighter, but you can place any of your text on it. Everything overlays itself based on what your last element was. So if you want to have captions or anything on the image itself, you can. You can also easily have any information that sticks to the bottom of the image or wherever, and as you want to move everything around, you can have pretty much full freedom on where you want to put the image and how you want it to display. The last big change that was made for the editor, I'm going to go to a clean element, is the ability to drop in different types of links into the system. So, for instance, if I want a video to show up and I have the video uploaded on YouTube, I can actually come up here to the media and it'll prompt you for the URL. All it needs is the URL to the media. In this case, this is the YouTube URL. And once you add it, it automatically creates the video to work in line with the elements, in which case, once it's done, you can sit there and move it around, resize it, you can get it to be however big or small you want, and it plays right in line with the system. And gives you pretty much freedom to put it wherever and to use it however, so you can use multiple things in conjunction with others. If, for instance, this video relates to this image, you can keep it with it. This also has the ability to grab an element and see if I can get the colors to it this time. Yeah. Like if you want to add your own little heading to the video, you can add something that will stick on top of the video. Obviously, this is a horrible way to do that, but you can overlay anything on top of these videos, and everything links up to the side so you can snap together and just kind of start building what you actually want for your portfolio. With this ability to add URLs, it's not limited to just adding YouTube URLs. It actually takes a whole host of information. Another big one that it takes is if you take a Vimeo URL and paste it, it will automatically create the system for Vimeo to link up, and you can toggle full screen, go back out, and it stays within the system and keeps everything together, and it automatically figures out how that URL translates onto the page. So it automatically gets all the embedded information. A few of the other ones it can do, it does pretty much all your video sites like YouTube and Vimeo are the big ones. It also does Lively, Dailymotion, and .sub. There's also handling for the Vine, is it a library? For the Vine service, and it's kind of like an autoplay URL sort of thing. It's pretty much just a video, but it has autoplay functionality into it so that whenever it gets put in, it automatically starts up with the information on it. And as you're adding all these and you're updating it, you can always just go back to the view, and since autosave is enabled, everything's already been saved into the system, and you can sit here and view it as you would as a viewer for the document, and you can come in and edit, and everything will already be linked up for you. It pulls in all the images and makes sure everything is linked to how it was before. Some of the last things that this allows you to do is, say you have a TED Talk that you want to display on your portfolio and show on it, you can paste it just like any other URL, just a URL to the video on the TED Talk, and it will pull it up into the system, and you can listen to it directly on your portfolio. Let's see, let's go. The other, this is more of the social media side, but with the same media embedding, you can actually come in here and embed a tweet, and it will automatically link the Twitter API into your system and give you the default look and feel of how Twitter does their little dialog boxes. And it has the same, can be resized and moved around to however you want. Yes, there's one more. Okay. The last actual service that it supports out of the box is, well, the last two services. One is a service called SoundCloud, and it is used for audio. So you can upload any audio that you want and have it on your system so that you can play the audio directly from your portfolio. And So as you make this bigger, it uses the cover images and starts adding more information. With SoundCloud, one of the big things is you can actually post notes at certain times, so you can get access to that right from the innovation portal on your portfolio to get like what they said about this image and or this soundbite or sound clip. Another one that is supported through this is, get lots of elements after a while. It's a service called Twitch TV. It's mainly used for streaming services. So you can actually have an element on here that is streamed live onto your portfolio from Twitch TV. So currently, I think the one that I have right now is an example's offline now. But if something's doing like a live stream of pretty much anything, just any sort of event or any sort of like, for this, Twitch is mainly used for like gaming get-togethers, but you can watch it, and whenever you have a valid URL that is online, it'll automatically start the stream, and you can watch it from your portfolio, from the portfolio view page. Now, if you have links that don't actually exist on, say, YouTube, say you have a movie hosted on one of your private sites, you can actually use the URL directly to your private site, and it will create a little wrapper around it to have a video show up on the page. So you don't actually have to use YouTube or Vimeo to upload videos. If you have your own personal website, you can actually do the same thing that way and host it, being hosted on your website but displayed on your portfolio. The same is true for audio. If you have hosted audio on your own system, all it needs is an OGG file type, and it will automatically paste in the media for the system. It goes and grabs the audio and creates a little player for it. And with that, I think that's everything, unless I've forgotten something.
I think you got everything. Are there any questions for what Cameron's done so far?